I am very confident that the work I did at the time in 2010, like the work that other lawyers do today and in the past from Gibraltar, is done in keeping with Gibraltar's laws and with international laws and norms. I'll tell you a little more about that if you like. I mean, one of the things I was doing then was ensuring that a particular mine, which had an asset which was uranium, was brought into the control of Israeli interests and not into the control of Iranian interests that were then competing for the purchase of it. So I would have thought that's a very positive thing to have done indeed, especially in 2010.
Do you have any concerns about the effects on Gibraltar's reputation?
Not at all. I think that Gibraltar does things which its professionals are responsible for, which are done in keeping with laws and rules, which are designed to ensure that things are done properly. And as long as you act properly, you're able to say, look, I took steps to ensure that the things that were done in this instance were done in keeping with all of the applicable rules at the time, and that includes all the international rules at the time. You can't ask more than that.
Nevertheless, you had a professional relationship with a man now sanctioned by the US government for human rights abuses and corruption.
Well, I mean,
perhaps
it depends.
A judgment question?
It depends how you put it. I mean, for example, let's look at who that man is alleged to have been in a relationship with at the time. That is President Kabila of the Congo, who at that time was sitting next to President Bush in the White House and shaking hands, because at that time those things were not being said about Dan Gertler. So in a similar way, we had an issue involving a member of the Assad family that came into Gibraltar in the late 90s when there was a different administration. That administration did not stop that gentleman from acquiring assets in Gibraltar.
They didn't give him Cat 2 status then?
No, they didn't, but they allowed him to acquire property in Gibraltar. But if you look at what was happening at the time, that individual was at that time and subsequently honoured by the French with a Légion d'honneur by the President of the French Republic. Subsequently, a different attitude has been taken. So I think you have to judge what you do at the time at which you do it, and you have to do it to the best standards of international practice and in keeping with the law. That's what lawyers are there to do, and to do it properly and to do it reputably, and ensure that neither their law firms, their own reputation, or indeed the reputation of Gibraltar as a whole is in any way besmirched by the way that we do it.